Good morning. Welcome back. It is, what time is that? It's 7:05 in the morning. And it's Monday. So if you checked out my video yesterday, which I posted, I'm super surprised I posted that before I fell asleep because the bitch was tired. But I did. You would have seen my hands. I got some hand tattoos by my girl. And I did my nails. Aren't they beautiful? Like, this one is so cute. It's just like a little heart. I don't know if it'll focus, but yeah. And then I got the same on this hand. Like, bad witch energy, come through. Okay, so if you saw the video yesterday, you would have seen that I tried to order breakfast at a really early time, and I fucked up. So we're doing it again. But this time it's brecca, which I don't know if they have these back home. I don't think they have these in Ontario, but brecca is the best bakery, in my opinion, that I've been to so far. Excuse me. I am drinking a Red Bull at 7 in the morning. Look at that TikTok. It's 7 in the morning. Yes, it's 7 in the morning. And anyways, back up. Oh, it's so hot. So first things first, let's show off the nails, holding the cup. Yes. Oh my god, my eye. Okay, sorry, it's like right here. I got a green tea latte, 3.25% milk because we're not fucking up like we did last time. And it's extra hot. And then I also got a banana bread loaf because if you know me, you know I don't like eating breakfast. It is a struggle. So I love banana bread though. So, and it's heavy. This is heavier than Rosie. This is heavier than you. Did you know that? Did you? She wants to be a part of this so bad. Okay. Let's have a piece of the banana bread. Mommy wants to be French. Is it Parisian? You want to say good morning? Come on, say good morning. Hello. Hello. Yes, we're having banana bread. Banana bread. Say good morning. She's such a little curious George. I should have named you George. Do you want to change your name to George? Roosevelt is so last year. You can't want him out. Okay, you go sit. There's only space for one star, and it is I. Okay. Okay. Biggest knife ever. Stay away, they're sharp knives. It's also like insanely hot in my apartment right now. I fell asleep with the heat on like max, and I wondered why I was dying in my sleep. But I hate these twist ties. Oh, for that. Oh my god, it smells so nice. And like it's so beautifully made. Like it has all that crap. Like look how thick she is. Yuck. Okay, let's cut this bitch. Let's be realistic. We're probably gonna eat that much. This is really hard to cut. Okay, that was a really horribly cut piece. Yeah, it's fine. But I'm so excited. Let's throw that in the sink. Okay. You can't have banana bud. It's not for puppies. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a good Monday so far. I'm really trying to stay in this place of happiness that I'm currently in. I've been reading the book 100 Essays That'll Change Your Life, I think. Let me put this down before I drop it. Yeah, it's called 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Wiest. 10 out of 10 recommend. So, there's this one that I just read. Number 15. You've lost relationships. And they explain, more important than the fact that you've simply had them in the first place is that you or your former partner chose not to settle. You opened yourself to a possibility of something else being out there. Yeah, I agree. There was one that's like, you know how to take care of yourself. And I'm like, we're working on it. We're not there yet. Let's try this banana one. Like, look at how good it looks. Like, it reminds me of what my grandma used to make. She's a little dry. That's okay. I don't think you can nip in it a bit. Stop crying. You don't need to cry. Actually, I'm not going to say stop crying because that's not nice. Manage your emotions. I'm trying to start my morning with mindfulness before I start with the fuckery on social media. It's so hard to... it's actually really hard to stay in alignment when there's so much going around you. And me being a creator, it's part of my daily routine. So it's hard not to get lost in certain things or see how other people are living and be like, damn, I want to feel that. But it's always really like learning how to have the first half an hour of your morning to be solely about you. How are you feeling? Journal things that you want to accomplish for today, the mindset you want to be in, the mood you want to be in. Like, there's so many things that start with you that will create the vibe for the rest of today. And looking back on it, there's been so many mornings where I just wake up and run out the front door, frazzled little bear. And it's because I didn't take the time to wake my body up, wake my mind up. And I'm just rushing out into this chaotic world. It makes so much sense why I would have such a shit day, because I'm in a chaotic energy. I'm not aligned to be able to deal with the shit out there. Like, every time I leave my house, I wouldn't say every time, but sometimes I notice more than not, if I haven't centered myself and grounded myself when I go out there, I'm like panicking. I'm like, I don't fucking like it. Like, I don't fucking like this. I want to go home. So yeah, align yourself and really try to like notice certain things that make you feel good versus not. This bread is so dry. I don't know if it's because it was the end piece. Here you go. Banana bread. Okay. There you go. Want more? Mommy spoils you way too much. Okay, this is your last piece. Okay, one more, because you're cute. And then you're done. See, now I can't stop. Look at those eyes, they're so buggy. Okay, good girl. That's all you can have. Bye-bye. Yeah, happy Monday, guys. What do I have to do today? I have to study. I have an exam next week. I have assignments to do this week. I gotta do that. I also have a meeting with my counselor at school because your girl isn't doing that well in one course she really needs. So there's that. I feel like because these literal past 2 years of my life, I've been mentally and emotionally going through a lot and not really understanding anything. It's taking up a lot of headspace, and like it's been so, like when I think about who I was when I first moved here to who I am now, night and day. I don't resonate with that bitch. I don't. But I love her. I just don't resonate with her anymore. But she got me to where I am today, so we still love her, just don't resonate. I've come such a long way. I'm not as naive as I once was. I don't tolerate bullshit as much. I'm really living in taking my energy back from places, people, things that aren't serving me back. And that's not to be like, oh, if you're not doing something for me, I'm not going to do something for you type of vibe, because I've never been in that vibe. It's if I'm continually doing the best, being the best for you, and you don't resonate and you don't see that and whatever, then I send you on your way with love and light, baby, because my days of people pleasing, putting other people before me, overextending myself, they're fucking done. And I'm saying that with the most respect possibly, because I'm really learning that I am more important. And if you do not put yourself up on a level, people aren't going to value you. And then you kind of have to think, if you're doing that, do you really value yourself? I didn't for the longest time. We're starting to learn how to do that, and that's really fucked up that people even have to do that. But I think there really should be a course in school for like mental health. And when I say that, I mean learning how to like create boundaries for yourself that are healthy, maintaining relationships to others, to yourself, always staying like aligned, and understanding how to connect certain emotions to what triggered it. Because I feel like that would really build stronger people. Because if your mental health is strong, everything else seems like it would follow suit. But we focus so much on money and tangible things that we put ourselves on the back burner to chase a bag. And if you're not doing both, one of them is going to crack. And I'd rather lose money than myself. So that's just my opinion. So if I ever become rich and famous, I'm making a school. Yeah. I feel so good when I make videos. I know that my whole energy has changed from like when I first started back. I don't even know when, 2014. It's been 7 years. Holy shit. It's been a minute. But at times I do wish I kept those older videos just to see how far I've come. But I don't regret deleting them. Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to my life. It is Tuesday. I don't know what's happening with my hair and having a bit of an annoying day. But pushing through as always. Like, that's just the narrative of my life. Last night I got an email from my school and I haven't been doing well in one of my courses, and I'm just preparing for next term in case I need to do it again. Like, I haven't finished this term yet, so I just need to prepare for what's happening next term because I don't want there to be any surprises. So I reached out to them and let them know, like, I don't know if I'll be able to get what I need to be able to move on to the next step, because you have to get like a certain grade. And mentally I've just been not in it, and I've only had the opportunity to learn online, which is a disadvantage because I am a hands-on learner. So that hasn't really been in my favor. And they were like, we're not going to let you do it again. And I'm like, no sir, no ma'am, that doesn't work for me, because I've invested way too much in this school. And I came to the school just because of how supportive they are for Indigenous students, and I feel like they're not being very supportive. And I sent them this really long email at like 1 a.m. So I was like kind of like half asleep and feeding off my anger. So we'll see what they say, because if not, then I'm gonna have to figure something out, because I have come way too far to give up now, and I'll be damned if I let 2 people make a decision on my whole entire future. So that's where your girl's at. Also listening to Summer Walker's new album. Shit slaps. And I don't know why I keep saying shit slaps. I never say that. Yeah, so we're feeling very determined, very motivated today. My eyebrows are looking so much better. I feel like they're getting darker as the days go. I still am going to fill them in a bit, just because they're not exactly as dark as I want. But, yeah. I'm also reading this book called 100 Ways to Change the Way You Think. Just to be, like, more emotionally intelligent, because I feel that I never really was taught how to handle my emotions, and I'm a very reactive person. I make very rash decisions with little to no thought behind them. I feel that I've always been in a fight or flight type of mentality, because I've given people the benefit of the doubt, too much control in situations, and it's always more than not negatively worked out in my favor. So I've just come to this mentality that I'm the only one who is going to be in control. So I'm just going to take everything back, and I'm going to go into hermit mode, and I'm either going to run away, I'm going to cut you off, but that's it, because that's how I protect myself. And I feel that it has been a big reflection in who I am and how I handle things, whether that be good or not, whether certain people who have experienced having me in their life feel like it's good or not. It's all I know. So I don't feel bad for the things that I've done in regards to cutting people off, because at the end of the day, they've proven to me my fear. So I did the best that I could with what I had, and I wasn't going to allow a situation to stop me, so I ran away. And I feel no way about it. And I would do it again, because you proved me right again. So I'm trying to relearn a more positive narrative, because I can't always run. I'm going to run out of places to run to. At least that's what my therapist says. And so yeah, that's also in my mind, because I was talking to my dad this morning, and he started reading the book, The Mountain Is You, and he was a little confused about it, because he doesn't understand how to change or figure out source of your pain. And I think it's also because a lot of people who were born in the 60s, they were raised with the mindset that being successful will make you happy, and a very fight or flight type of mentality. And I do feel like they weren't really raised to know how to handle their emotions. And they're very, I find they're very cold sometimes. They don't really get it. And I feel for myself, my generation is a bit more emotional, and we want to feel things, we want to understand things, and it's not just all about money and that stuff. So it's been hard connecting with my parents because of the differences, but they're trying, so I'm really happy about that. It's difficult when the people you love the most in life all have their own past, they all have their own history and emotional, intelligent capacity. And trying to work with that when you're on your journey and you're so aware, you're so observant, you're understanding so much, but the people you love are so far behind, and being able to step out of both scenarios and seeing it for what it is so important, because at least both of my parents are trying. So they're reading this book that I've read that's absolutely changed my life. It's called The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. I will leave it in the description box down below. 10 out of 10 recommend. But my dad was saying he doesn't really understand, because he's such an intelligent person. He's trying to think why the author is saying this instead of what the feeling should be from it. So if you are going to start reading Brianna Wiest, you want to start with a gentle reminder. I should have told them to read that first, but you want to start with a gentle reminder, because that's going to really bring down a lot of your ego and thinking you're super intelligent, you're going to outsmart this book, and that's not me, I'm great. Because you really have to bring that ego down to be able to be receptive of what is being read, for you to really tap into the issues that are going on with you. So, I told my mom to get my dad a little journal to start journaling his feelings, because it was so amazing, because we were talking and he was like, I'm so detached from my emotions, but I've experienced so much pain, but I don't know how to not make my pain who I am. And I've always been in the mindset that everything's up to me. I'm hyper independent and all this stuff. And I'm like, That's where I get it from. Fucking Alan. Fucking Alan. But yeah, I'm hyper independent because everybody in my life has let me down. And to be able to not be hyper independent and let people in is my problem. And trusting people, my fucking problem. Because when you show me what you've done and nothing changes, my wall, bulletproof. And that's bad. Because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody is human. It's just really hard when it internally affects you. And it's really fighting a battle, not becoming icy and closed off. Icy. My lisp, though. Some words are just so bad. Life, it's always about learning and growing. And I really do feel like when my dad was saying, like, when do you just become happy? And it's like, there's not one thing that's going to make you happy. You have to work at this shit every fucking day. And I feel like that's one thing that's not taught about, is because we've made it seem that happiness is tangible. Happiness is money. Happiness is things. Happiness is da-da-da-da-da. So we're always chasing things, and we're always going to want more from that because it's like a high. But once you slow the fuck down and realize everything you have, you're already happy. You just need to be internally happy with what it is you have. Like, for instance, me. My whole experience being in BC, never happy. Not happy. Always mentally thinking about something else that's going to make me happy. And I've always wanted to live here. Like, this is my fucking dream. Well, it was. Like, having my own apartment, living in BC, everything I've created. But because it's the one thing internally in myself that I've never given to myself or was taught to, I'm always going to be chasing something. And having that realization grounds you, sits you on your ass, and makes you realize that it's the little things. It's having a fuzzy robe to lay in after you've exfoliated and showered and feel like a baby. It's the two friends that you have that are always there for you through the highs and the lows. It's being able to call your fucking mom and just shoot the shit. It's things like that, but we become so hyper-focused on something, whether that be from somebody else giving that feeling to you, or having a G-Wagon, or having a C63 AMG. You know what I mean? That feeling is fleeting. It's internally, and that's the lesson of fucking today. There's a quote. What was it? It's easier to act into a new way of thinking than to think into a new way of acting. I had to read that 13,000 times because you know my little dyslexic brain could not understand that. But basically what it's saying is it's easier to act like you're something over truly believing it and acting outwards of that belief. So just think about that. I got into the next part of my course, so I'm really happy about that because I woke up in the middle of the night, like I'm pretty sure I talked about in the clip before this. I woke up like really sad. I was also really sad about something else. I really want to be transparent on my page, but I don't want to make anyone else feel bad about things. So basically, last night I was in bed and I was listening to music, and this song came on, Foster the People, sit next to me. And I find this song always comes on randomly, and when it does, it hits different. Like, you know, when you have a song that just means like a lot to you? Well, that's the song for me. And I just got really sad. And I could feel the emotions were just like a lot. And normally I'm just like, okay, stop crying, stop crying, stop crying. It'll pass, it'll pass. But instead, I just like allowed myself to feel how I felt in the moment. And it passed faster this time instead of suppressing it. So I'm definitely working on how to console myself instead of suppressing. So that was a bonus. But yeah, I really do feel like as humans, showing emotions is more so seen as being weak. And especially for men aren't really allowed to have emotions, and I don't think they're really taught how to deal with their emotions. So it makes it hard for them because they're seen as like this person who's strong, who is the one who has a lot of responsibility put on them. But they're people, and I feel men's mental health is something that's not talked about enough. And I'm learning a lot in regards to my dad with his whole upbringing. He was in the system. I don't think he met his mom, and his mom died pretty like shortly after. And then, he was put in the system back in like the 60s, and he was just put in a lot of bad foster homes. And I don't know if I should be telling his story, but I'll just tell you a little bit of it. There was a foster family that he was put into, and the woman, there was a few. I think the one that really made me the most emotional, she locked him outside for like 12 hours a day and just really didn't take care of him. And she would allow her real children in, but not him. And then there was another one who locked him in like a cellar or something, for voicing his opinion or his emotions. And when you're young and you're being taught or being put in environments that aren't healthy, and they're not really teaching you the fundamental things that you'll carry with you to adulthood, it's really damaging. And we were talking this morning, and he's reading this book that I recommended to him called The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. And he was like really confused. Like, he's like, how do I fix 60 years of who I was to get to where I am today? And it's just like, it's like learning how to walk again. Like, it's not easy. But I do think the fact that he is taking the steps to better himself is everything. And I'm so happy for him. And I'm happy that what it is that I'm going through is reflecting onto my family. And they're really actively trying to go within and kind of fix what's going on. So yeah, if there's anyone in your life, male or female, and they're going through something, just really try to be gentle and patient, because what everyone is going through is entirely different scenario based, but it's all the underlying same feeling of like being sad, lonely, and all that stuff, and confused. So I told my dad to start journaling, because he's a very logical person. He always thinks before he feels. So it's hard for him to understand the book entirely because he's thinking logically and trying to outsmart the writer and see what the intentions are of her words. So I told him that he needs to journal to kind of bring himself back down so he's not coming from such a intelligent defense. So hopefully he starts journaling, because journaling is so important. Anyway, so I was thinking today I want to start a series on my channel about working on I want to continue the series of working on like mental health and mastering our mindset, but I want to do a side one of not mastering the mindset, but I don't even say fixing. I don't even know what I would call it. But I want to do stuff like, we could do like weekly journal prompts and things that really help you look inward. And just stuff that really helps with like emotional intelligence and really make it a mental health series, because one thing I've learned from moving is how really disconnected I was from really disconnected from myself during this whole move. And I feel like I can relate to a lot of like journal prompts and everything I'm feeling and things I want to talk about, because it's the season of my life that I'm in. Because before I moved here, I was not living for myself. I was living for everyone else. I was doing everything for everyone else, feeling things and putting myself second. So now that I'm fully living on my own, doing everything that makes me happy, it's scary as fuck. And I do feel a sense of emptiness because I'm used to having somebody around to cater to spend my time with and do things that they want to do. And I'm never really like doing stuff I want to do. So this has definitely been a learning process for me. And I have so many ideas in my head of how to like help people. And I feel like I can reach a lot of people with my channel. It's taken me 2 years and a fuck ton of therapy. But I honestly think there's nothing wrong with therapy. Like, if there's a lot of people who need therapy, and there's a lot of people that break other people because they don't want to do it, or they break themselves, and it just becomes an endless cycle. So, I just broke that. So January 2022, stay tuned, because the series is coming. I haven't decided what I'm going to call it, but I really do think it's going to be something good. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to finish my nails and edit this. It'll be up like tonight. And then I have to finish my Aboriginal Studies course. I think it's interesting how I'm getting a 98 and I cannot seem to do well in the other one. I do really think though, because I haven't done it in person, it's been a bit of a struggle, because some courses are so heavy, you need that in-person interaction, but because of COVID, they're like, yeah, no, you're not getting that. So fingers crossed next term goes well. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you had a beautiful Monday. Journal, stay positive, stay happy, stay well, but also feel your emotions as they come, so you can let those motherfuckers go. Just kidding. Your feelings are important. Whether the past was bad or good, you have to kind of know that you did have a positive moment in the memory that you have that makes you sad. And just really be thankful that you had the chance to experience it. Because every person you meet, every relationship you have, every job or whatever that you have to leave or it doesn't work out, you really need to just be thankful that you had the chance to experience it. And it shaped you one way or another, and you may not know that now, but you will eventually. And then you'll be like, damn, that's how it was supposed to be the whole time. But I was slowing down the process because I could not seem to understand. And if you're anything like me, you want to understand everything to the last detail. But life is not meant to be understood, it's meant to be experienced. That's the thesis. Okay, I love you guys. Oh, and Rosie's not here. She's away at my friend's house because I've been really busy with finals and I need to focus. So she's having a doggy playdate, slumber party, and I'll be picking her up in a couple days. I miss her. It's so weird not having her around. She's a hyper little psychopath. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna finish my nails, edit, and this will be up soon. And the times that I do post are Pacific Standard Time. So if you are back on the east side, I'm so sorry that I'm posting this in the middle of the night. Love you guys.